Hey everyone, Kevin here with updates on the stimulus package, stimulus checks, the EIDL, mortgage forbearance, the PPP, and some other things. So let's get right into them. The IRS was hotly expected to release a portal this week for all of us to be able to check the status of our tax refund. The IRS has quietly released that platform. On Friday, April 10th, the IRS released this portal here for non-filers, people who made below a certain income, like $12,200 for individuals or $24,400 for married couples, or if you were not required to file a tax return for 2018-19. That was your portal. That was released last Friday. This new portal was sort of coming soon until a few hours ago. So this portal has just been released, and this is for everybody, where everybody can check the payment status for their stimulus check. You can go to this by going to irs.gov/EIP. EIP, Echo India Papa. Anyway, the portal is good in that you can check your payment status, you can confirm whether you're getting direct deposit or you're getting a check, and you can enter your direct deposit information if you don't have it yet. If you don't yet have a bank account, you can set one up pretty quickly. You can go to a website like M1 Finance. I've got a link for it down below. You could set up a completely free account there. So the interesting thing about this, though, is it's not as grand as I think a lot of us were expecting. Yeah, we could check the status of our payment. We could see if it's direct deposit or check, but we were also hoping for some kind of portal we might be able to change our information on. And unfortunately, we have this information here. For 2019 filers, we will send your payment using the information you provided on your 2019 tax return. You will not be able to change it. And for 2018 filers, if you need to change your account information or mailing address, file your 2019 taxes electronically as soon as possible. This is the only way to let us know new information. So in other words, if you're waiting for your stimulus check based on your 2018 tax return, you're going to have to stick with that payment method, which you could use this tool now, the Get Your Payment tool at irs.gov/EIP, to check how you should be expecting to get your payment and when you're going to get it. Check, direct deposit, or how. If you need to change your information for 2018, the only way you can do it is by filing your 2019 taxes. And if you need to change your 2019 tax information in terms of how you're going to get your payment, you're out of luck. But you could still use this portal to get your payment. Now, this portal I've tried to use a few times here, and just be careful as well. There are a lot of scams going on. A lot of folks are getting calls or emails or letters saying they can expedite how to get their check. This tool's really going to be useful to try to cut down on that. Now, here's the next page of the system. I thought you would have to input your actual adjusted gross income because that's what the IRS said you would have to do last week. But instead, all I had to do was put in my social and my mailing address. And then I got this screen here. We scheduled your payment to be deposited on April 15th. And this is true. And there you go, ACH credit, $3,400, April 15th, well, pending today. Just to note, the last taxes I filed were my 2018 taxes. I'm married and I have 2 children and had 2 children in 2018. And so that's how I got $3,400 as a stimulus advance. Now, I do make more money and I made more money in 2019 and 2020. We have my 2019 taxes on extension, but very interestingly, I still got the $3,400 as we expected based on my 2018 taxes. Now, the taxfoundation.org said even though I make more money in 2020, I will not have to repay this stimulus even if I don't qualify in 2020. If you got the money, you got the money. So it's interesting. We'll figure out something to donate this to or a good cause. Yesterday, I came to you with a video mentioning that 80 million people were getting their IRS checks as of today, April 15th, which also kind of makes sense why they're releasing their portal today, because if 80 million people already got their deposits, that's 80 million less people hopping onto this check my payment portal or get my payment portal as they have it named. Now, some quick other updates. If you have not yet applied for the EIDL and you are self-employed or otherwise have a side hustle or small business where you've 1099'd other folks, whether or not you have employees, make sure you apply for your free grant money with the EIDL. I'll put that link down below. It's $1,000 per employee, up to $10,000. and there is a limited amount of this money, although there are indications that they're going to increase this limit. So you're kind of able to get 2 stimulus checks here if you have a small business or you're self-employed. If you are unemployed, I know I'm getting a lot of information that a lot of states are just not processing individuals who are self-employed yet for unemployment pay, which is very frustrating, but keep track of the dates that you were unemployed because there's a good chance you might be able to request unemployment pay going back, potentially all the way back to February 15th or January 30th, depends on your state, but ask them. That way, potentially, you could see a larger lump sum payment, but again, every state's probably going to handle this somewhat differently. If you were thinking about applying for mortgage forbearance, make sure you're aware of the pitfalls. I made a complete video on the pitfalls here. I'll link that down below as well, but a quick note, a lot of mortgagers and servicers are saying that all of your payments are due at the end of the forbearance period, which is basically like, hey, yeah, here's 3 months that you don't have to pay, but at the beginning of the 4th month, you owe 4 payments. Well, that's totally insane. It's going to squeeze you into a terrible spot for being able to negotiate with the bank when it comes time to actually talk about those other payments. And so I'm highly encouraging people not to take those options. Obviously, if you have to, you have to, but do whatever you can to negotiate hard with these banks and servicers to make sure that you get this forbearance money repaid either at the end of the loan or paid back in installments that you are able to make. I would not miss my payment if I had to make all of my payments at the end of the forbearance period. To me, that's the kiss of death, and they'll squeeze you into this box where they say, oh, no problem, call us in the future. And then you call them in the future and they say, looks like you're 4 payments behind. Or you know what, you took the extension and now you're 7 payments behind. 6 months plus the one that's due now. And now we have these options for you. We could do a loan modification, which will screw your credit. We could do a short sale, which will screw your credit. Or you know what, you could walk away from the house, which will also screw your credit. So a lot of bad things going on with mortgage forbearance, so be very careful with that. Also, if you're considering the PPP, make sure you watch my video on the entire set of pitfalls for the Paycheck Protection Program. I think there are a lot of asterisks within the actual forgivable loan information. So if you are applying for the PPP and you don't want to get screwed, make sure to follow my advice in that video, including tips like setting up a separate bank account for this loan money to make your accounting crystal clear. It seems right now better to reimburse yourself than just to take a lump sum and commingle this, so to speak, with all of your business funds. It's going to be a big, big mess getting forgiveness otherwise. So be very, very careful. Watch that video on pitfalls if you are applying for the PPP. Also, if you have not yet checked to see how much life insurance would cost you, make sure to use the link down below to find out how much in 5 minutes or less on your iPhone, your phone. It doesn't matter. Very easy to do. At the same time, you could also click the link to Webull, deposit $100, and get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400. You'll see these links right next to the links mentioned in the video, and of course, the coupon code for my amazing real estate courses, including my course on real estate investing, real estate sales for agents, and of course, do-it-yourself property management and rental renovations so you can increase your cash flow.